Hello, Father. If you found yourself watching this video, that means one of two things. Either you've taken it upon yourself to run the tractor, or you've been instructed by myself to do so. But that's okay, because during this instructional video, we're going to cover everything you need to know about running the Allis-Chalmers 5020. To run a machine like this, you have to understand what it is. Now, this is a 1980 Allis-Chalmers 5020 3-cylinder diesel tractor. Attached to it is your 4-foot county line PTO driven bush hog. It has a 6-speed transmission split between high and low. Don't even worry about the high, you'll never be in it. Now, before we run any equipment out here, we have to go through our PMCS, which stands for Preventive Maintenance Checks and Services. So I'll show you now what to check before you start running the tractor. First thing you want to do, open up the hood. Where should you start? Front to rear. First thing first, you're going to check and make sure it's got antifreeze in it. You're going to take off the radiator cap, ensure that there is liquid inside of the radiator. Just go ahead and put that radiator cap back on. Good to go. Ensuring the battery's hooked up. Next, you're going to check the oil. Just pull off this dipstick, make sure that there's oil on the dipstick. And then lastly, you're going to take off the gas cap and ensure that there's fuel inside of this tractor. Firmly place the cap back on there. This tractor has been PMCS. Now, when it comes to PMCSing the bush hog, pretty simple. Probably not even have to worry about it because I'm going to take care of it before I leave. You have 3 grease fittings on this piece of equipment. One on the rear wheel, one on the rear of the PTO shaft, and one on the front of the PTO shaft. In the event that you are ever running this bush hog and the blades hit something that stops turning, that means you have broken this shear pin right here. There are extra shear pins in the cabin. Don't even worry about it. It's supposed to break. It does its job when it breaks to prevent the PTO from breaking. So if the shear pin breaks, no big deal. If you have any questions at all about this piece of equipment, in this black tube, there's a manual. All right, now we're going to be going into the controls of the Allis-Chalmers. Pretty simple. Steering wheel, self-explanatory. This is your hand throttle. Now, in the event you can't use your foot throttle, you can use this, but for the most part, you're just going to leave it up and work it all with your foot. Temperature gauge. Temperature on this old Allis-Chalmers generally runs around 220. If it busts 220 a little bit, don't even worry about it. These old tractors run a little hot. Left side here, you got the clutch. Push it in to stop, let it go to move forward. There is no need to give it throttle to stop and start the tractor. These old diesels move on their own. Right beside that, you have the high and low switch. Now, generally, you're going to always leave it down here in low, but in the event you need to move fast or something, like you're moving on a road, pull that bad boy up into high. That's going to make the tractor move faster, but for the purpose of bush hogging, you're always going to leave it low. Here, you got your gear shifter. You're going to push the clutch in, you're going to put it reverse to go backwards. When you're bush hogging, just push the clutch in, move it all the way to the right and rear. That puts it in 4th gear. That's the gear we're going to bush hog in. And then, of course, center's neutral. This bad boy lever right here, that's going to be your PTO drive. You push it forward to engage the PTO, the bush hog's going to start working. When you're done bush hogging, pull it back. That kicks the PTO off. All right, this lever right here, that is going to be your parking brake. You want to use it, push the brakes in, just pull it up, release the brakes. That's going to stop you right there if you got to park on a hill. In order to release it, just push the brakes back down and push it back down. Brakes will pop back up. Over here, of course, you got your brakes. They're split in case you need to turn. You want to lock them in, just flip that lever over right there. Down here, this is your throttle. That's going to be the same thing as this up here. That's why you don't need to worry about this. You just use this to idle up the throttle or not. And then finally, you got your differential lock down here. In the event the tractor is stuck, just take your heel, stomp on that, and then that's going to cause both the wheels to turn. When you're done, you're going to have to manually pull it back up. You don't want to run this thing with the differential lock on all the time because it won't turn. Over here, this is how you higher and lower the bush hog here. I've conveniently put this mark here for you to put the lever here on, and that's the level that you need to bush hog at. That's the correct level to not hit any stumps or anything out. Starting procedures of this tractor. You want to make sure it's in neutral. Don't worry about the clutch or anything else. You're going to take this key. If it's been cold out or hasn't been started in a while, you're going to take that key and move it counterclockwise. You're going to see a little red light come on. That means that the glow plugs are heating up. It's going to make it easier to start. You hold it over there for about 10-15 seconds or so. All right, once you've done that, you're just going to take it and turn it just like a car. And now if it hasn't been started in a while, you want to let it idle about 10 minutes at least. Let that temperature and that cylinder and the block and everything start to heat up. And then just like in the video, if you want to get going, you move this to the correct location. That's going to pick up that bush hog like that. Go ahead and push in the clutch. You can engage your PTO drive if you want to start the bush hog. You put it in fourth, and then you're cutting. And again, if you want to stop, push in the clutch, push the brakes, put it neutral there, disengage the PTO. That disengages it. Now to turn this bad boy off, it won't just turn off with the key. You gotta flip the key off and pull this orange lever. And that kills the tractor. And then once you got it off, you can go ahead and lower the bush hog all the way back down. That'll generally stop it in place there and keep it from moving. Wrapping up the instructional video on how to run the Allis-Chalmers 5020. Safety is first and foremost. Ear Pro and Eye Pro. This bush hog has a tendency to sling stuff out of it every now and then. In the event it ever gets stuck or on a steep hill or anything like that, drop that bush hog all the way to the ground, put the parking brake on, turn the tractor off, and just get off of it. I'll fix it whenever I get trained on how to run the Allis-Chalmers 5020. We're expecting big things out of you, and stay safe out there.